he wore it to his Hockey Hall of Fame induction. Did he ever wear it after a game when he was so pissed off? He just was like, he wanted to put it on in the shower.
So Eddie Belfour had a bad game. He wear his leather. Did he have any other clothes on or just the leather jacket? Just the leather coat. Just soaping himself up with a leather coat.
No. No other clothes. No other clothes. Just the jacket. But like not zipped up or anything. Not zipped up. Like just unzipped.
Unzipped. Welcome to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
We're coming to you Saturday night. Leafs just blew it. They blew it in the third period to the Vancouver Canucks. They lose 4-2.
They blew it all over the place.
Everywhere. It's a messy cleanup. It was, Leafs had them. 2-1. First 7 minutes in the third period, Vancouver didn't even have a shot on goal.
For like half the period, the Canucks didn't even have a shot on goal. How did they lose this hockey game? Like, how did they lose this hockey game?
Well, Willie Nylander throws it over the glass, gives Vancouver a power play. They score in the power play. They have some life, and then a broken play gives them a 3-2 lead. Brody's the tip of his stick snapped off. We've all been there when the tip breaks.
Yeah, that's the worst.
It is the worst. And it kind of broke the whole play.
Yeah.
The stick went flying at Riley's groin, and
that's right. It's in the back of the net. Boom. That's all she wrote. But yeah, like Willie Styles here puts the puck over the glass. The worst penalty in hockey. And that's at about the halfway point of the second period or the third period. And yeah, like you said, they score on the power play. It's tied at Matthews takes a penalty early in the game. Nylander takes a penalty late in the game. Vancouver capitalizes on both of those power plays. And then that broken stick play with Brody and Riley, 3-2. And then late, Hog Burn or whatever the fucking guy's name is. Whatever the guy's name is. Big Hog. I think Big Hog is what they call him.
Yeah, that's what we're going to call him.
Big Hog puts it home to make it 4-2. And it's fucking game over for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
You got to look out for the Big Hog. When it's sneaking around the net, you know it's just looking to bury it. When there's a big hog anywhere.
How do they not double team or triple team the Big Hog?
Oh my God. If I was Keefe, I'd be like 5 guys on Big Hog. Who gives a shit about the other?
Forget everybody else on the ice. Just focus on the Big Hog. Jeez.
When there's a big hog anywhere near Freddie.
Yeah.
Get it away.
So yeah, look, man, like
we can go back. Like if we just quickly go back and recap the loss on Thursday, I give them the benefit of the doubt. It was the end of a back-to-back. They had played 4 games in 6 nights.
Yeah, like I'm not super surprised that they lost that Thursday night game, to be honest.
But I thought they were going to come out tonight and just bury the Canucks.
Yeah, so did I. So this one's a little more disappointing for me than Thursday. Just because of the way this 5-game road trip started, so good at Edmonton. And like, look, I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't even think they played overly bad in these 2 games against Vancouver, but it didn't go their way. A couple, things here and there, just, it didn't go their way, but
and that's going to happen.
And that's going to happen. But because of the way this road trip started with those epic 3 games in Edmonton, I'm thinking that's the best hockey this team's played all season. Not only that, like
maybe in the past 5 years.
Yeah, like years. that's the best hockey they've played in a long time. And again, like I don't think they played overly bad on Thursday or tonight.
But they weren't at the Edmonton level. They weren't at the level they were at against Edmonton. It wasn't the same team. It wasn't the same.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Kind of a bit sloppy.
I thought it was pretty sloppy.
Lots of broken passes, and I thought the Marner-Matthews line was trying to do too much. There was a couple times they showed the replay a few times. Marner Matthews trying to dangle through 4 guys instead of trying to set up a play, and
very, very disappointing. And like we'll recap the games in a second here, but like just because you already said Matthews and Marner in these last 2 games, I mean, Matthews didn't play the first 2 games against Edmonton, but he did sneak in there for the Wednesday night game, the last game of the series against the Oilers. And then now these 2 games against Vancouver, everyone was talking about, McDavid and Draisaitl, got nothing to show. Well, what do Matthews and Marner have to show for the last 3 games?
Nothing.
I mean, really?
The secondary Leaf scoring was the big part of the Edmonton series.
Huge.
And you can't rely on your secondary. You can't rely on your stars every night, and you can't rely on your secondary scoring every night. A night like tonight, it kind of felt like Tavares was flying and he had a goal. You needed Matthews and Marner to get going. To win this game, you needed that line to get going, and they didn't have it tonight.
No, they didn't.
They should have been better. Nylander should have been better.
And I keep saying we'll hit on this later too. And I'm going to hit on this later too. But maybe Matthews shouldn't have came back from that injury. Maybe they should have just okay, did he need to come back for that Edmonton game on Wednesday? Did he need to play these 2 games against Vancouver? No, probably not.
If he's healthy, you're always going to have a spot on the roster for Austin.
Why not? Look, they don't play again until Tuesday. He could have had he's clearly not. And this is what I'm going to get to later. He's not fucking healthy. You kidding me? Does he look healthy to you? When's the last time you saw him over the blue line or in the hash mark area and just even attempt to rip it top shelf?
Yeah, he's not doing that.
He's not even attempting to do it. So no, man, it's not. I don't know what's up there, but he should have.
Something not right.
Yeah, big time.
No reason to panic in Leafland. Still in first place. Everything,
of course.
Everything going to be all right.
No, of course not. Of course not. Okay, so do you want to just recap the 2 games quickly, and then we'll get into some other stuff?
Okay, so we might as well, if we're going to recap the week, we might as well just do getting filled.
Dude, the whole first half of the week, we'll get to these 2 Vancouver games shortly, but let's go back to Monday and Wednesday, the 2 ass kickings in Edmonton, and let's do this whole first block getting filled.
It's time for getting filled.
Guys, we all know how to play hockey. Just play it smart. That's right. You're not scared. Stick 'em. Fuck 'em. Christ, pop on. Get our show. Let's go. Come on. Let's go now. We need this win, We got a lot of losses. Yeah, we got a lot. Let's start making up for it. That's what we're here for, guys, to win.
So after the Leafs, we did a podcast Saturday night. The Leafs played what we felt was their best game of the season.
Without a doubt.
They rolled in on Monday night. Everyone's talking, the Oilers it's going to be a different Edmonton team. It's a different Oilers team. They're ready. It's not going to be the same. Campbell can't start. Hutch has to go.
Oh, dude, that was disappointing that Campbell coming off the 4-0 shutout on Saturday.
Looked amazing.
Re-aggravated whatever.
His groin.
Yeah, his groin. Thanks. How did I not figure that out right off the top? Obviously, he re-aggravated his groin in a gutsy effort again. Yeah. He was awesome, but yeah, not him going down again. He comes back, he looks great. Now he's out. We're back to Hutch again. I'm thinking big trouble. McDavid and company just got shut out 4-0 on Monday night, on Saturday night going into the Monday night game. I'm thinking, this could get a little dicey here with Connor McDavid and Draisaitl being a little, not too happy coming off of the weekend game. But no,
sir. No.
Sir. Who's this Michael Hutchinson guy? What the hell? I can't believe this Hutch shit. I cannot believe this. Their 4th string goalie going into Edmonton and putting up a goose egg against.
After they had just shut them out Saturday night, they shut them out again Monday night, 3-0.
Unbelievable, man. Seriously. Who? Come on. Campbell is one thing, but Hutch? Dude.
Yeah.
Come on. 3-0. Want to talk about getting filled. Nylander, Hyman, they both scored in the 4-0 win on Saturday. They both scored again. They beat Edmonton on Monday night, 3-0. Hutch gets the shutout. Nylander, Hyman, Riley, the goal scorers.
Weren't they all in the first period?
Yeah. It was 3-0 by the end of the first. And that's the whole thing, too. I'm watching this game thinking, I didn't have a great feeling going into that game, knowing Hutch was going to start and knowing, even though the Leafs looked really good on Saturday, I'm like, okay, are they going to follow that up again? With that same type of effort, because usually they don't. That's just the thing, right? So I'm kind of like,
Well, and teams usually bounce back. Like after you get shut out, you usually like we're not getting shut out again. And especially when they saw Hutch in the water or Hutch in the net, it was blood in the water.
Right.
They
Hutch
smelled
in the water.
blood.
That's Hutch in the water, big time, man.
They
So
smelled blood in the water with Hutch in the net.
but what were you thinking going into that game? Like, were you gonna? Okay, I'll tell you, I was not thinking 3-0 after the first period. I was like, no fucking way. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what is going on right now? This is insane.
The feelings started to change. All of a sudden, I started to feel like maybe this isn't the same Leaf team. Like maybe we can dip our toes into believing that this may be an elite team.
Okay, the way they played on Saturday with Campbell and net, and now they come out and they beat them on Monday 2 games straight, 4-0, 3-0. The way they played with Hutchinson, 2 very consistent efforts on Saturday and on Monday. So I'm like, hey man, like this is like what? Like I'm just kind of taking it all in. Like what is going on here? Like is Edmonton really playing that bad, or are the Leafs just dominating, shutting them down, and just kind of like, no, like we're not fucking around anymore.
I didn't think Edmonton played bad.
No, I didn't think so too.
I thought the Leafs played amazing.
And we should probably throw this in, and we'll get to this later tonight as well, but we should probably throw this in. Once again, no Austin Matthews, right? For these 2 games. He misses Saturday's game. He misses Monday's game. So the old wrist situation, not looking too good at this point. Precautionary, maybe they were keeping him out, but anyway, we'll touch on that a little deeper down the road tonight. But
so they roll back into Edmonton. Well, they never left, but they have another game in Edmonton on Wednesday. And I'm thinking, okay, this is it. Like, this is the one the Oilers are going to show up.
Of course.
But Freddie's back. Mustache is back.
Yes, Mustache decides to give her a go.
Maybe they sweep this, and maybe Freddie gets a shutout. And that could be like an NHL record. 3 shutouts with 3 different goalies in a row. If they had have done that. Yeah.
It was very close. Freddie only let in 1 goal, but I was thinking going into this 3rd game, I was more confident going into the 3rd game than I was the 2nd game. By the time, because I'm thinking, Jesus, man, Edmonton was just shut out 4, 5, 6, 7-0 in the first 2 games. Their confidence just kind of went in the tank. Just the longer those 3 games went on, you could just see their confidence like being depleted, and like they had nothing left. McDavid looked like he was just like, okay, I'm packing this puppy and it's over. I don't even want to be out here.
Yeah, like almost that they had to play another game.
They didn't even want to. No, they're like, they didn't want to be there, and like they were taking it in the media too, man. Like they were taking it in the Toronto media. I couldn't imagine what was going on out there in their local media. It must have been like, Oilers can't even score a goal. They don't even look like they're in the same league as the Toronto Maple Leafs. So
was it 2-1? Was it 3-1? Was it 4-1? Was it 5-1? No, ladies and gentlemen, the Leafs went on Wednesday night back into Rogers Arena and they filled the Oilers 6-1 just to fucking put a little cherry on top of the cake.
For a combined score Saturday, Monday, Wednesday of 13-1.
13-1.
This is we just started this segment this season, but this is by far the most epic getting filled we've ever seen and maybe ever will see on this podcast. We're talking about getting filled to the maximum capacity. There's no more room for anything else to fit in there. No. You are filled to the max.
You're filled to the brim. It's almost overflowing. If Freddie had got a shutout, it's too much.
It would have exploded because there was so much in there. But hang on. We should recap the old. I'm going to save the best for last here, but in the 6-1 victory, Tavares pops one. Finally, getting them in there here and there now. Here and there.
He's warming up. He's getting
ready. There's going to be a tip in soon. Tavares, Mikheyev, Nylander again, Hyman again. 3 straight games for Nylander and Hyman. But look out. Here comes Mr. fucking Wayne Gretzky, Gordie Howe himself, Jimmy Vesey. 2 goals. He's literally 1 game away from sitting in the press box, being benched, like out of the lineup for sure. This guy's played every game this season.
And done dick.
He's on the 4th line. Here we go. He pops in 2 goals in the 6-1 win over Edmonton on Wednesday night. Jimmy Vesey, Wow. Like, could not believe it. I couldn't believe I thought my eyes were deceiving me. I'm like, woo, 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 woo. What is this? Who is this guy? Mario Lemieux? Who's this Jimmy VC? Jimmy Lemieux out here or what?
Well, Jimmy VC, I don't know if you know this, has more goals than Jack Eichel.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. You know how many goals Jack Eichel has this year?
Less than 5.
2.
Oh my God. That is scary.
So,
man.
I mean, we're ripping on Jimmy VC. Could you imagine if Austin Matthews only had 2 goals?
Oh, hell no.
So yeah, Jimmy
Brutal.
VC, he gets off the schneid, gets
Big
a
time.
couple goals,
Bought
and
himself some
Leafs-
new life. So, okay, you want to bow tie the Edmonton games, and
Yeah,
then we'll.
they filled them.
Incredible.
Incredible. Anyway,
The Edmonton games looked incredible. The Vancouver games looked like, well, the Leafs could have won those games, but they didn't. So what do you take away from this 5-game road trip now that they've totally dominated in the first 3 and they kind of let the second 2 slip? What do you take away from this now?
I take away from this one thing. This is a team that needs to go home and just have a practice. That's it.
What are we talking about here? Practice?
We talking practice?
What are we talking about here? Practice?
We're not talking about game. We talking practice. But yeah, this is a team that just needs to go home, hit the reset button. This is the best team in the North Division. That's it. They had a bad game against Vancouver. They ran out of gas on Thursday night. That's it.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
That
right?
team we saw in Edmonton is the team that they can be. So that's it. That just go home,
Yeah.
have a practice, get ready for the Jets, and get back to your game, and you'll be fine. And it's got to be tough, right? Like 5 games on the West Coast. They spent all week out there.
No doubt.
Let's get home and bring in the Jets.
So do you think then,
It's Winnipeg week.
so nothing more to say really about the games.
No.
It was an interesting week. It started incredibly and it ended not great. So,
Right,
but I'm not
They're having
super
such an
concerned about it.
incredible season.
Yeah, man, sure. Not super concerned about it.
Back-to-back losses against Vancouver. It doesn't hurt the Leafs. It sure helps Vancouver because they're climbing out of the basement.
Well, hanging by a thread though, too.
But
Vancouver,
what does it
but-
do to the Leafs?
No,
They're still
nothing.
in first place, and you got the second place team coming in next week. You win that series.
Yeah,
You
and
just
they-
build your cushion even more.
Because of how great it was against Edmonton and then how like just mediocre it was against Vancouver, going home for 3 big games against the Winnipeg Jets next week. Do you think there'll be lineup changes now? Do you think this is the time that Keefe decides like, okay, Galchenyuk was sent down to the Marlies. He's playing down there. Robertson, I don't know what's up with Robertson. I don't know if he got injured or something because he was playing and he was producing. And then all of a sudden, I think he's missed like the last 2 games. That would tell me that I don't think they're going to healthy scratch Nick Robertson. He's probably tweaked something. I'm sure it's his groin.
It 100%. It's his groin.
That little feisty fucker. I mean, I don't see how he would miss any games unless it was a serious groin injury.
Yeah, no. But he has been hurt a lot. I hope
Robertson?
he's- yeah, like since he's joined the Leafs.
Well, this season, it's like first shift of the fucking year. He hurt it. What was it? His shoulder?
Groin.
Yeah, oh, groin. Yeah,
Groin.
groin. Sorry.
What are we talking
What
about?
am I thinking about? Jesus.
Shoulders, knees.
Yeah,
It's always
groin.
the groin, no matter
No,
what.
of course it was his groin. But so we clearly re-aggravated that. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say here is now, okay, you're not going to do a lot of tinkering with the main roster at this point. The 6D, obviously, I don't think change unless they decide to get Letton in and give Dermott some games off, whatever. I don't think that's even going to happen at this point. I just think the 6D.
Is that going to make a huge difference?
No, not at
I think
all.
I think what you're talking about, making some forward line changes, that
Yeah,
can make a
that's-
big difference.
That's what I'm talking about. And I'm specifically really the only 2 guys I can think of is Robertson and Galchenyuk. They've still got Patan and these guys on the taxi squad, but like they're not really going to make they're not difference makers. Like,
No, they're just subs.
is it not time to be like, okay, maybe it's not time because they're playing the Jets and this is a big series and we'll get into this shortly. But like, if you're going to make a change, is it now or is it not now? Is it after, like when they're playing Ottawa after the Winnipeg series and then they got the Habs again, I think, or whatever? Like maybe now is not the time because like this is probably the biggest series of the season coming up right now.
Yeah, I don't think line changes is the problem. Like I said, I think this team needs to go home, have a practice, listen to Sheldon Keefe. I think go over the game plan, hit the reset button, get back out at it against
Okay.
the Jets. I think that is it. That
Okay.
is all that's needed.
So will there be any forward changes or any lineup changes, period, come, I believe it's Tuesday night against the Winnipeg Jets?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Same
Yeah,
lineup?
they'll fly home tonight. They'll rest up for a couple days. They'll probably practice on Monday. There's no reason to panic. You lost. You played.
No, there's no panic. There's no panic.
They had almost 40 shots tonight. It's not like they were completely flat. They just You lost a game. I think they go same lineup. I think they have a good practice on Monday, and I think you see a totally rejuvenated Leafs team on Tuesday.
And I probably agree with you. You probably won't see any lineup changes. But what about lineup changes in regards to like people out, people in? But what about some shuffling around with the guys that are in the lineup? Like, I don't know if you caught this tonight, but like 3-2. It was 3-2 at this point. Vancouver hadn't scored their fourth goal yet.
Right.
Late in the third, Kiefer decided I've been calling for this for 3 weeks now. Kiefer decided to put Spezza up with Tavares and Nylander for a couple shifts. Did you catch that?
I did. Yeah. I thought about you when I saw it.
Now, like, nothing came of that, but like, my God, he only did it for like 2 shifts when it was 3-2, like late in the third.
Yeah.
On the last game of a 5-game Western road trip. Not probably the time to fucking do that. But I'd like to see that. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't look forward to seeing that Tuesday night. Keefe has a tendency when they're down in third periods to do shit like that. How many times?
Okay, but does that hang on?
Marner and Matthews together, but you don't see that the next night.
Okay, fair, but hang on a second.
Score a goal.
Hang on a second. Does that not tell you that he's in the back of his mind? He's been thinking it and just hasn't done it.
I don't think there is a line.
I don't think
there's a line combination he hasn't thought of.
Okay.
He has thought of every line combination.
I don't think he randomly was just like, oh, I'm just going to throw Spets up here with these guys here for the last because we're down. I think he's been thinking it, but just hasn't fucking done it. That wouldn't be the worst thing, would it?
No, but it's the money. You're paying Kerfoot $3.5 million.
But not forever. Like this, he's not. He won't. Will Alex Kerfoot be a Toronto Maple Leaf next season?
I don't think so.
Zero chance.
This roster is like Dubas has built a roster with no fat to cut off it. Everyone's got a good contract playing in the right spot.
I don't think Kerfoot has a good contract.
That's what I was getting to. He is the one piece that is making money, but you can't find a spot for him. Like you could be Steve Simmons and saying Nylander makes too much fucking money. Nylander's making the amount of money that he should be making for what he's doing. Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, for what they're doing, they're making the right money. Kerfoot's the one. He's the one person on the roster. Like everyone else, fuck Spezza, Thornton, Simmons making like $1 million or less.
Way over their head. Way over their head.
But yeah, Kerfoot, he is the one guy on the team. You can't be paying a guy $3.5 million that's just filling in on the second line, and you don't even know if he fits on your third line. And really, if you think about it, there are some guys on the fourth line you don't want to take out of the lineup for Kerfoot.
No,
like if Spezza is on your fourth line, you don't want to take Spezza out for Kerfoot.
Are you kidding me? Zero chance.
Exactly.
Absolutely
so
zero.
You're paying a guy $3.5 million, and you're trying to find a spot for him. He's the one piece of fat that could be cut from this team.
Agreed. But they might have to keep him just so that they don't lose Hall or somebody like that in the expansion. He's got 2 years left. You know that at 3.5, 2 years.
Yeah, I know the contract he has.
So I mean,
it ain't good.
No, it's not good.
It ain't good.
Is Alex Kerfoot a top 6 winger? I don't fucking think so. Okay, we got a couple. I got a decent list of things I want to get to, but before we do that, we're gonna hit 2 seggies here tonight. We should probably hit one now and save one for later.
All right, which one do you want to hit?
We got to go hot in the slot. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Hot in the Slot or Hit the Showers.
He's so hot right now. All right, God damn it, let's hit the showers, God damn it.
All right, who do you got this week for Hot in the Slot? I'll tell you after if I pick the same person.
Okay, I have a feeling it might be the same again, but anyway, I have some honorable mentions this time. But okay, and I just want to clear one thing up. Hot in the Slot and Hit the Showers. Hot in the Slot doesn't necessarily mean we gotta. I feel like we need to say this. I need to say this here. Hot in the Slot doesn't necessarily mean the hottest goal scorer of the week or whatever. It means the best. It means the best Leaf of the week. Okay, let's just clear that up.
Right.
Usually it's
Which-
we've been going with the best goal scorer.
It usually tends the guy popping in all the goals has been.
That's
your best
right.
Leaf.
But just overall, like it's the best Leaf player of the week. Could be a goalie, could be a defenseman. It doesn't necessarily mean goals. With that being said, for me this week, hot in the slot is Mario VC. Jimmy VC, you're out of the showers. You're hot in the slot. It's Jimmy VC. Good job, Jimmy. Good job, Jimmy. First time ever hot in the slot for Mario VC. 3 goals. 3 goals in 3 games. Not really. 2 goals in the 6-1 win against Edmonton. A goal tonight in a losing effort. But, dude, come on. It's Jimmy VC. It's Jimmy VC.
It's Jimmy VC is hot in the slot. That's who I was going to pick. I was going to pick Jimmy VC. I was always going to pick Jimmy VC no matter what happened this week.
We got to start calling him Mario.
Mario VC, 3 goals, 3 games, hot in the slot. I mean, we could talk about how great the goals were, but like you said, they weren't that great.
They weren't that great.
But he still got 3 goals, so we're going to give it.
Yeah.
Mario, if you're listening right now, congratulations. You are hot in the slot.
Honorable mention for me, my runner-up would have been TJ Brody. I think Brody was incredible in the Calgary games.
Edmonton.
Or in the Jesus, man, I can't keep track of this division anymore, dude. I can't keep track of this shit anymore. Losing my mind.
He played for Calgary.
I think. Well, look, he would have been my second. I'm going to speak about him shortly, anyway. But I think he has played incredible, even in the losing efforts. He's just been outstanding. But hot in the slot. Wow, Mario VC. Hit the showers. Who you got, Chatty?
You might not like this.
I think I will. I bet I will. Don't say what I think. No, don't even go where I think you might go.
You don't even know where I'm
You
going.
better not go where I think you're going.
Because he actually...
Don't even.
He scored this week, but I'm still going to tell him to hit the showers.
Okay. No, you're not going where I think you're going.
No, I'm not going there. And the only reason I'm picking this guy is because when he does score, even though his line's playing great, when this guy scores, the Leafs fucking lose.
Oh, God.
Goose. Pierre Engvall.
That line played so great this
week.
The
line is playing great, but until you get this curse off your back where when you score, the Leafs don't win, you got to fucking hit the showers, clean that curse off of you, wipe it down clean from head to toe. All right, Goose?
Okay, fair enough.
And I'm not picking it because of his play. I'm picking it because of the curse.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, man. When this guy scores,
they got to figure
they
that
can't
out.
win. So hit the showers, clean the curse off you.
Yeah, okay. He needs a degreaser. I don't think the length of his neck is the only reason they call him Goose.
Oh. Anyway.
And I will say this about Goose as well. His head of hair. I mean, my goodness, man. He's a monster. What is Goose? How tall is this Goose motherfucker?
He's huge.
Tall. Yeah, he's a big dude.
Doesn't really play that way, but he's huge. Anyway.
Okay.
I only picked him. People don't get on my back because I know Pierre Engvall and that line's played great. I picked him because of the curse. Who do you got for hit the showers?
Okay. So for me, hit the showers. This one's real simple.
It's probably the guy I was going to pick until I did the curse.
2 goals on Wednesday, no goals on Thursday, 1 goal tonight. Hit the showers, Jimmy VC. No, I'm joking. I'm just that was just a weird.
That's a reflex you had.
Reflex. There. No, Jimmy VC this week is hot in the slot for me. He's not hit the showers. That was a joke. Okay.
Is it Zach Bogosian? Because you said he'd never hit the showers.
Oh, are you kidding me? There's nothing he could do to ever get in the showers. Never, ever. He's never going to hit the showers ever one time.
What if a tie game, he just passed the puck to the other team and gave up a breakaway?
No, it would be a fluke and never happen. He would never even do that. Come on. Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about here?
Anyway, who's your hit the showers?
Hit the showers for me is specifically not all 5 games this week or 4 games this week. Specifically tonight. hit, because the Leafs played pretty well. Didn't love these last 2 games against Vancouver, but whatever.
It's tough to pick it. Hit the showers this week.
It is, and that's why I'm going off the board. Hit the showers tonight. Oh, was not happy about this.
I know what you're gonna say.
It's Jim Houston, bud. It's Jim Houston.
I did.
Hit the showers, Jim Houston. Have not heard this guy call one Leafs game
Okay,
all season.
time out. There's no T. It's Houston.
Houston, whatever. Jimmy Houston. Look it. Look it.
So if it's not Jimmy VC, it's Jimmy Houston.
It's got to be Jimmy somebody, okay? I'm going to listen, it's always going to be Jimmy somebody for me, okay? To hit the showers. Those Jimmys, you got to watch out for those Jimmys. They're like Ricks. Ricks and Jimmys, they're hitting the showers all the time, okay?
Don't ever trust a Rick or a Jimmy.
No, never trust a Rick or a Jimmy. But listen, we have had such a great run, middle of January, all of February, couple week or first week in March with Cuthbert. It has been incredible. The guy's got some enthusiasm. He feels like, I think he actually gives a shit about the Leafs. It's been great. It's not Joe Bone, but it's good. I like Cuthbert. Good. I remember you weeks ago being like, oh man, when they go into Vancouver, like, you know, it'll probably be Houston.
I said, and what
and
was
I know, but it wasn't on third. And I'm like, oh shit. I didn't even realize until like, I'm like, oh shit, it's not gonna. Cuthbert's not gonna be doing this one.
Listen, you are not alone on this. You are not alone. One of our listeners from day one, Chris Mackey on Instagram, he sent a message right as the game started and was just like, "Fucking Jim Houston."
I didn't see that, but yeah.
So you're not alone. Anyway, you're not alone.
So I'm going off the board. It's Jim Houston. Houston or Houston?
Houston. There's no
Houston.
Well, that's it. You won't see him again. I don't know when they're in Vancouver again.
Yeah, I think they will be back out there again, I think. But
only on Saturday night.
I know, at least for the remainder of this year. Who knows what's going to happen in the playoffs. We'll probably keep Cuthbert in the playoffs. So at least for the remainder of this year, hopefully we got not Houston. Whatever. I can't say his name properly. But anyway, hit the showers. Houston. Goose and Houston hit the showers.
All right, let's move on. What did you want to touch on?
Couple things. I mean, just to recap, kind of backtracking slightly. Honestly, Campbell came back and then got hurt. I thought Campbell and Hutchinson obviously played fantastic. And even Freddie, going back to the Edmonton games, shout out. We don't have to spend a ton of time with this, but shout out to all 3 of the goalies this week. I thought they were really good. Even in the losses, the one kind of went through Fred tonight in the Vancouver game, but 2 shout outs.
You can't pin anything on the goalies this week.
No, I thought the goalies were really good. And so just we don't have to spend a ton of time on that other than
and special shout out to Hutch. We ride Hutch a lot on this show.
Big time.
We ride him a lot in a joking fashion, but we kind of treat him like the little brother nobody wants around.
Yep.
He came out and played a really solid game against a really good team
after
they had already shut out Edmonton. Shout out to Hutch.
He's been great.
He deserved that shutout.
Hutch, honestly, no joke. Hutch has been great. It really sucks that Campbell, I know we touched on this off the top. It really sucks that Campbell came. Did he come back prematurely? You hate when you come prematurely.
Nobody likes it when you come prematurely.
No. Did he come prematurely? Or was it the right time to get him back? Was it the right time? Did he just come right at the right time?
Maybe
because he really helped them win. So maybe it was the right time for him.
He came at the right time, but he just couldn't come again.
You're right. So it might not have been a premature thing. He probably came at the right time, but then he couldn't. he couldn't come again.
Oh.
It's very unfortunate because when he did come, he came hard. Okay, when they put him in, he hadn't come in a month. He hadn't come in a month. And then he came last Saturday, and it was incredible. A 4-0 shutout. It was incredible. He didn't come in a month before that. that game.
And maybe
So,
that's his problem. You go that long,
you blew it all out.
you can't come back the next game. You need time.
He blew it all out in that victory over Edmonton. He shut down the 2 top guys in the league. He blew it all out that game probably. So, but look, man, look,
It's got off the rails.
It's very unfortunate though that Campbell. My whole point here was that Campbell he came back in. It was great. 4-0 win, incredible. Re-aggravates the groin, and now. Who knows? Who knows when he's going to come again? Hutch was backing up tonight. So he's clearly, maybe they come home and like he's going to be, is he going to be back this week against Winnipeg? At least backing up. Hopefully he gets that groin back to.
Have they said where Campbell's at?
I haven't. They didn't even really give an update on it. Like, is he day to day? They didn't say, he's out weeks again or
Guy
like
misses a month, comes back, shuts out the Oilers.
One game, and now he's back on the.
Now he's
shelf.
gone again.
Anyway,
so what did you want to get to?
Okay, well, 2 more things before we get to quick ones before we get to the wet puck, dry sticks, wet puck or dry sticks, Zeggy. But look, man, this could become a reoccurring theme here. I gotta say, touched on it briefly earlier. TJ Brody, man, like this guy.
Did you notice that after we talked about him last Saturday, all of a sudden this week, he started getting more recognition?
Well, cat's out of the bag, right? Cat's out of the bag. I mean,
we've been talking about him since the first week.
We have, but like it's undeniable now that this guy is like he is stabilizing that blue line like we haven't seen in years.
And so quietly. He's not fucking banging guys over with big hits. He's not fucking skating through everybody. It is quiet, incredible defense. I love it.
I
love watching him play. Like when he's on the ice, I watch him close and just
Brody is absolutely incredible. I can't wait to see where this goes and how much he's going to help him down the stretch. For you and me who have watched it, and many other Leafs fans out there as well, who've watched this team struggle on defense year after year after year.
Good
to have a guy come in and just with the sense and the smarts and the ability.
So many that they've brought in. There have been so many defensemen, going back to Phaneuf and all these other people that they've brought in that were supposed to solidify the defense. None of them could do it. No. TJ Brody could do it. And I can't confirm this, but rumor has it the T in his name stands for Tippin.
That's incredible.
That's incredible. Tippin Jimmy Brody.
He just went up. He just went up a lot higher. His stakes just rose a little bit higher.
I can't confirm or deny the T is for Tip.
I think it is. We love TJ Brody on this show. He's becoming a favorite of the Tippin Maple Leafs podcast.
Amazing.
You're going to hear many more great things about Tippin Brody as we continue this season.
He hasn't tipped in a puck, but anyway. All right, so let's move on. What do you got?
Okay, so a couple quick things before we get to wet puck or dry stick. The second installment. Stay tuned. 2 things quickly. The bottom 6 of the forwards for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay,
incredible.
It's looking like now that we've got something here. Like especially with Goose, Engvall, and Mikheyev and Hyman. I mean, loving that line. Whether it stays, like Dubas might tinker with it, bring in a centerman to play with them, and Goose gets pushed down or something. We'll see. But if it's like loving that, and basically with that too, Zach Hyman, man. I have been so freaking impressed with Zach Hyman. It's almost like Mitch can drive a line on his own. Austin can drive a line on his own, and we all know that. You put them together, whatever. Tavares and Nylander, they've been up and down. We'll see where it lays when it's all said and done. Now Hyman's looking like a guy. We all know what he can do when he's playing with the top guys. He helps them, obviously, significantly. But now when he's playing with not top guys, Mikheyev and Engvall, all of a sudden Zach Hyman is driving his own line. He's the guy coming out of the corner with the puck and roofing it top shelf.
He's always the guy coming out of the corner. Just before, he was looking for Matthews and Marner. Now with Engvall and Mikheyev, he feels
I'm going to bury it.
Yeah, he feels like he can shoot more. And on the flip side, Mikheyev and Engvall, they're looking for Hyman. They're actually looking to pass to him. Before, he was just a digger. He was just going in, getting the puck, getting it to the stars.
Yeah.
But now you can tell when that line's on the ice, the three of them are always looking for each other, always passing, always grinding, always digging. And I swear to God, I said this last podcast, Mikheyev is going there. Listen, I'm calling it right now. There is going to be a point in this season when this guy scores like 6 goals in 3 games. He is going to erupt.
I can see that.
He is flying. It's just not going in for him, but he's doing everything right. It's coming. Mikheyev, you are filling to the brim. It's going to explode.
The last thing I want to bring up before we get to the final segment, wet puck or dry stick. The last thing is, you touched on it briefly earlier. There's this rhetoric going around town. All this rhetoric in the media all over the place about how weak the North Division is and how it's a mirage and it's a joke that the Toronto Maple Leafs are leading such a weak division. Like, it's going into this season, everyone was picking the North Division as like the strongest division or one of these toughest divisions in hockey. Okay, it hasn't played out that way, but should that like take away from the fact that the Leafs are fucking basically steamrolling, have been up to this point their way?
6 regulation losses.
Like, look, okay, but the rhetoric, and I know you've heard it, the rhetoric is like, it's a mirage. The Leafs still can't do shit. Like, if they come out of this division, if they play Boston or if they play Tampa or if they play whoever, they're not going to be able to beat them because the North sucks and whatever.
Toronto didn't pick this schedule.
Yeah, like, that's what I was.
They got to they got to play the games that they're given. This is the schedule. They got to play the teams in front of them. They're still beating those teams. Like, have you looked at Tampa's division? It's not fucking world beater.
No, it's not. Well,
no one. Okay, well, look, Tampa doesn't deserve to be in first.
Let me throw another one at you quickly before we take a break and get on to the.
But you're right.
Last
Everybody segment. Outside of Toronto, the North Division's weak.
Yeah, no, I know, but that's the rhetoric. I don't believe in it personally because, okay, just because the Leafs look like when they're on light years ahead of all the other Canadian teams, like, doesn't mean, regardless of, okay, if the Leafs come out of this division and they play Boston or Tampa or Colorado or Vegas or Washington, whoever's there to meet them in June or whatever, July.
You know what? This is what's going to happen. If Toronto wins the North Division and let's say they play Boston and they beat Boston, everyone will say, well, of course you beat Boston. You had such an easy regular season in the North Division. Like, there will always be an excuse. There will always be an excuse if Toronto wins. So
okay, well, and you're right, but
drown it out.
And that's cool. But here's what I'm going to say. I think whether the Leafs match up against the Oilers, whether it's the Jets, the Habs, the Flames, whoever they're going to play in the first round.
They're not terrible teams.
No. Like, if you like, it's not going to be look, do I think the Leafs are going to win this division? Yes, I do. I think the Leafs will come out of this division and be the last Canadian team standing. I truly, truly believe that because I think they are the best Canadian team. None of those teams are going to be an easy out. You think a 7-game series against the Jets is going to be an easy series? Shit, dude. A 7-game series against the Habs isn't going to be an easy series. If Carey Price decides to find his fucking game, it's not going to be easy no matter who they fucking play. It's never easy. It doesn't matter. The league, there's so much fucking parity. It doesn't matter who you play. You're going to have to play good and play, like, no matter who you're fucking playing, it doesn't matter. So all this bullshit, all this rhetoric, like,
did you watch Jim Benning's press conference? It was no, not from start to finish. Only clips. Like, last year, the Canucks last year the Canucks did really good. And Jim Benning talked about, well, they were in the Pacific Division and now they're in a new division and it's just different and they're playing so many games and yada, 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 went on excuse. But it got me thinking, everyone's saying the North Division is very bad. All these teams are basically from other divisions. Like the Leafs and Canadians were from the Atlantic and the Jets were from the Central, and you go on and on and on. Are all these teams outside of the Maple Leafs the last place teams in their division? No, the Jets, they were competing for the top of their division. The Flames, they were competing for the top of their division. the Canucks. So why does everyone think the North Division is so fucking weak?
Yeah.
Like it's not like a bunch of basement teams got thrown with the Maple Leafs.
No,
they're just not playing. They're just outside of Ottawa, who we all knew was going to be a basement team. This is just the way the season's playing out right now, and the Leafs are steamrolling. But maybe the Flames aren't as bad as they are. They've just had to play 5 games against Toronto.
I think so too. And just before we move off this and take a break, I just want to say this: not naming every goalie in like the other divisions. I know like the Tuukka Rask and Vasilevsky and like what actually are Boston, Tampa even in the same division this year? Yeah, they are.
They're
right?
not. No, they're not.
They're not. Yeah, they are. I think they are.
No, they're not.
They're not. Okay. So anyway,
Tampa's in this. Tampa's in the. That's the thing. Everyone talks about Tampa being the great team. Outside of Florida, this is the division that Tampa has to play in. Carolina, Chicago, Columbus, Nashville, Dallas, and the Red Wings.
So that I guess that's not an easy division to
No. That's a really hard division. But if you have to play the Jets, the Canadians, the Oilers, the Flames, the Canucks, and the Senators, that's a fucking cakewalk.
And to be honest, I haven't heard a lot of rhetoric coming out of like the Tampa Bay area. It's been more of like the Boston like shit, like
whatever, because that is, and I will give it to them. That's the toughest division. Islanders, Capitals, Bruins, Flyers, Penguins, Rangers, Devils, Sabres. That's the toughest division.
But I will just before we move on from this, take a break and then we'll get to the last segment. I just want to say this: the goalies in the North Division, okay, starting from top to I don't know where the standings are now, but I'm going to go where I think they're. Frederik Andersen, Connor Hellebuck, the Edmonton goalies, okay, whatever. Mike Smith and the other dude, I can't even remember his name right now.
Yeah, Montreal's actually in third
right now because they beat the Jets tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, Freddie Anderson, Connor Hellebuck, Carey Price, Mike Smith, Murray from Ottawa, Markstrom, Calgary, and Demko. and Demko and Holtby. Like, it's not like a graveyard of goalies in the North Division. Those are some fucking good goal. Yeah. The weakest goalie in the North Division is
Hellebuck's like a Vezina candidate.
He just won the Vezina.
Yeah. Right. He won the Vezina. Okay. Hellebuck won the Vezina. Carey Price has been one of the greatest goalies in the league for years.
So I just don't get
Matt Murray's a two-time
Stanley Cup winner. It's like, it's not like the North Division is like, oh, like look at the goaltending. Like that division is shit.
Is it an easy division, or are the Leafs just fucking tearing through because they're ready to win this year?
Yeah, maybe that's the whole thing. My whole thing is that like maybe the Leafs have turned a corner and people are just like not giving them the credit that. It's like
maybe they're a good team.
Sheldon Keefe and their upgraded defense and the way that they're coaching and listening to the coach and like buying in and just the list goes on and on, like the veterans and mixed with the young guys. Like the list goes on and on as to all the positives about the Toronto Maple Leafs this year. And I just don't think the credit is there because we're not seeing them play Tampa. We're not seeing them play Boston. We don't know where they're at with these other teams. And we won't know until, well, hopefully the spring. We'll see what's up. Late in the spring.
All right. We are going to take a short break, have a word from our sponsor. When we get back, wet puck or dry stick. You're listening to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast.
Chad, what's the matter?
Well, Dale, I guess I've just been feeling a little down, because like I love podcasting, but I find there's something missing. There's got to be something else that I love other than just podcasting.
Chad, wipe those tears away. There's only 2 things I know how to do. I never get down. I love podcasts just as much as you. The second thing I love is porn, but not just any porn, specifically Brazzers.com.
Brazzers.com?
That's right, Brazzers.com.
What is it?
Take a little sneak peek at Brazzers.com. Why don't you bring it up right now?
I can't look at this on my computer. Is there any way I could watch it in private on my phone?
Absolutely. Privacy settings galore. Brazzers.com has all your pornography needs.
Well, this is great. I am so much happier now. Brazzers.com. Thanks, Dale.
You're welcome, Chad. Brazzers.com.
All right, Dale. It's time. Everybody's been waiting. Everybody's been waiting for the segment that has just gone off the rails. Everybody's loving. Wet puck or dry stick? Okay. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to ask the first question? Do you want to ask the first question?
How many questions do you have?
I have 3.
Okay. I have 3, potentially 4. So go ahead. Open it up.
All right. This is a good one because it involves your favorite player on the team.
Okay. Mario?
Mario Vesey. Jimmy Vesey. Dale, wet puck or dry stick? Jimmy Vesey avoids the taxi squad, avoids being a healthy scratch, and barring injury, will play in all 56 games for the Toronto Maple Leafs this season. Wet puck or dry stick?
Man. Oh, boy. That's not an easy, that's not
He's
an
almost
easy one.
halfway there. He
Well,
is halfway there. He's halfway there.
You know what? Because Sheldon's yeah, he is halfway there. Because Sheldon has been reluctant to take him out, and he's played every game, and now he's starting to pop it in. You're not including playoffs, right? You're just saying regular season.
Regular season, barring injury. So if he stays healthy, he will play all 56 games. The coach will not pull him in a regular season game this year.
Here's where I'm going to go with this. I think he was this close, so close to being out. But because now he has shown,
I'm sorry, wet puck or dry stick?
Listen, I'm going to get there because he has shown recently that he is able to put the puck in the net, playing a bottom 6 role. I think that I can't believe I'm saying this. I think that they will probably find room to keep him in there, and I'm gonna go wet puck. Wet puck. VC plays.
Ooh,
wet puck. Mario plays. What do you think?
I think something will happen at the trade deadline, and when push comes to shove,
Pushes him out.
Could be. If they acquire a top 9 forward, not a top 6, top 9 forward, VC may have to sit one out.
Yeah.
But if they don't do that, it's a wet puck. It is borderline wet puck or dry stick. It's right in the middle.
It's right in the middle. It's right in the middle.
You don't know what you're getting with that one. All right, what do you got for me?
Fire out of the gates here. I like that Jimmy VC. I like that Mario VC question. I'm going to come at you with this. Looking ahead. Okay. Barring any further groin activity or injuries. Okay. Jack Campbell. Does Freddie Anderson price himself out of this market, or Dubas decides to just take that money and spend it elsewhere? Next season, the Leafs have a different goalie tandem. Freddie's not involved. Campbell is the starter, and they bring someone else in cheaper to back him up. Jack Campbell and someone else, a cheaper goalie tandem next season. Wet puck or dry stick?
Oh, geez.
It's tough too, eh? That's a tough one.
You know what? Knowing what I know from Kyle Dubas, I'm going to go wet puck. This guy's not afraid to do something that people think may be a little crazy. And
do you think that's crazy though?
If Freddie Anderson is walking into this negotiation room and asking for the moon, you got to let him walk. I don't know if it'll be Jack Campbell's a starter, if they go try and find a starter somewhere else. But yeah, I think there is a good chance, especially if the Leafs win the North Division, get far in the playoffs. Freddie Anderson may very well, he may want $6, $7, $8 million a year that they can't afford. So yeah, I'm going to go wet puck.
Like,
I'm gonna go wet
okay.
puck.
I think if the price is, if Fred's not like a slight raise max, like if he wants to go to 6, maybe 6.5, like Markstrom money, maybe they go there. But if it's 7 plus, it's not, they can't do it. It's not possible.
Question 2.
Oh man.
I pretty much got your answer. I wrote this question before, and now I've got your answer because you said it on the podcast, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Wet puck or dry stick? Sheldon Keefe, at some point in this season, decides to lean on Jason Spezza in a top 6 role for a prolonged period of time.
Oh,
Wet
no.
puck or dry stick?
No, I want it to be a wet puck, but it's a dry stick. No, I don't think so.
I thought you were going to
No.
go wet puck on this.
No, because you said prolonged period of time, I'm taking that as like he puts him there for a couple weeks and keeps him there. I don't see that happening. I'm going dry stick. As much as I want it to be a wet puck, dry stick. Check this. Ready?
Check it.
Going off of my first question about the goalie situation, and maybe Freddie prices himself out and they got to go with Campbell as the starter, or they bring in someone cheaper and do that kind of tandem next season. Also, next season, this is a big one. Bigger than Freddie? I don't know. Equally as big, I think. Zach Hyman, a free agent at the end of this season, prices himself out of this market because of his play this season. He could get maybe maybe he gets 6 on the open market as a UFA. Does he price himself out of this market because of his play this season, Chad? Or hometown discount, takes a little less to stay with the Toronto Maple Leafs, wet puck or dry stick? He stays or he goes.
I was talking about this tonight while I was watching this game. There is no doubt in my mind this is a wet puck. There is no doubt in my mind Zach Hyman takes a hometown discount to stay in Toronto. You gotta look at the big picture. You gotta look at the big picture. This guy's looking at it and he's saying, okay, I can make $6 million in Philadelphia. You chose the Flyers. Let's say that. He goes and signs with the Flyers.
Because they're a good team, up and coming team. He could maybe win a cup with them too.
Right, but he could make $4 million in Toronto. He knows his role. He knows the coach. He knows the players. He knows the fans love him. Not only that, he has become Mr. Endorsement in Toronto. Head and Shoulders commercials, doing Sonnet insurance commercials. Right. Is this guy going to be making that fucking dough down in Philadelphia? No, nobody gives a shit about Zach Hyman in Philadelphia. Stay in Toronto. Take your $4 million, keep your endorsements, play on the team you know, play with the coach you know, play with the fans that love you. If you go to Toronto right now, there are literally 3 or 4 billboards up with Zach Hyman for different endorsements. He's a somebody here. All right, my last wet puck or dry stick question. For our second installment of wet puck or dry stick, are you ready for this?
Yes.
William Nylander.
Willie Styles. Here we go.
William Nylander has been rocking a lion mane for almost 12 months. At any point in this season, does William Nylander get a haircut? Wet puck or dry stick?
This is the easiest one I've ever had. It's the easiest one ever. Dude, come on. This stick is the driest stick I've ever fucking had ever in my hands. It is so dry. It is like, I can't even.
You don't think he gets it trimmed?
Oh my God. It's so dry. My hands are hurting. It's so dry. No, it's dry, dude. It's dry.
Okay, Dale. Second last question.
Second last. Okay, here we go. Ready? The last one will lead us into next week, but my second last question. Austin Matthews has not scored now in 5 games. Looks like he might have come back prematurely from that wrist injury. Is the wrist injury a bigger problem than initially thought? Will this trend continue with Austin Matthews? in the wrong direction. Wet puck or dry stick.
You're right. He's not looked the same. But would it surprise you if Austin Matthews scored 4 goals this week?
No.
Dry stick.
Yeah, dry stick.
Dry stick.
It won't. It can't continue.
Put it this way. Austin Matthews with a 80% wrist is still better than 80% of the league.
Yeah. Okay.
Dry
fair.
stick.
Okay.
Anyway, the bonus question of wet puck or dry
Yeah,
stick.
so we're
Bonus.
doing like three questions each, and then we got a bonus. That's how we're
We got a
rocking this
bonus.
segment. 3 questions each, and we got a bonus. Hey, Mr. Siva.
A little bonus. All right. What do you got?
If the Leafs win, the Jets are coming to town. The Leafs are going home Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I think this week is what we got.
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's right.
If the second place, the Jets are second behind
place
them.
Jets, yeah.
7 points behind them still because neither team won tonight, right? It's a 7-point lead, I believe. I think it's a 7-point lead as we currently sit.
Leafs,
Okay.
38 points. Jets, 31 points.
If the Leafs win all 3 games this week against the Jets, is the conversation over for who wins this division? A 13-point lead on the second place team. Is it over? The Leafs win all 3 games this week. It's over. There's no more talk about who's winning. It is out of reach. It's over. Wet puck or dry stick.
So not do I think they'll win all 3 games, but if they do win all 3 games.
That's right.
Okay. If they win all 3 games.
13-point lead.
This puck is as wet as a mop bucket.
Not coming back from that, right?
There's no way.
No.
If you fucking dominate
Season will be more than half over by that
if you
time.
fucking dominate the Oilers and then you dominate the Jets, who else is there in the division to fucking push behind you?
Vancouver.
Canadians, Vancouver, yeah. Yeah, no, if they win all 3 games against the Jets, good night. The North Division is the
It's
Toronto
over.
Maple Leafs.
Yeah, wet puck.
For the Tip and Maple Leafs podcast, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Tip and Maple Leafs podcast, on YouTube at the Tip and Maple Leafs podcast. Hit like, hit subscribe. On Twitter at the Tip and Podcast. Email us at the Tip and Podcast at gmail.com and hit up our website, www.tipinsportsmedia.com. You can find everywhere to listen to the podcast, all our social media sites. Check out our YouTube clips, buy a t-shirt, leave a comment, join our email list, which a few people have, so we should start sending out emails. And until next Saturday, we will
Catch you later. Go, Leafs, go.